Hello guys and welcome back to the STPL. It's been too long, I've completely forgotten what it's like to be here, but I've unfortunately been ill after I got back from BlizzCon, so it's been a funny ride for me. But joining me once again is my good friend Rapid.
Are you still there, Kix? You're breaking up for me. So.
Oh dear.
Okay.
That's a good
so
start.
in my defense, ask me how many minutes I've had internet.
How many minutes have you had internet?
About 32. It's been a rough 3 days, but basically I get back and I come back and I use the internet for like 10 minutes in my apartment and then everything dies. And so I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? I check the news and apparently the KT plant that supplies internet to like most of northern Seoul caught on fire. Besides it being super snowy outside, I haven't had internet in like 2.5 days, so I'm wasting away here. I haven't checked to see what everybody's saying about me on Team Liquid yet. I don't know, but it's good to be back for more STPL kicks.
Yeah, I mean, losing the internet is probably the one thing that literally kills me. Like, whenever it happens, well, not literally, figuratively kills me. Because whenever I lose the internet, I'm like, what do I do with my life now? How do I function?
It was tough. I spent 2 days in bed eating chewable vitamins and watching Season 3 of The Expanse. So it wasn't really that bad, but, you know, it's nice to be able to cast more STPL.
Yeah, okay, so we've got some... Oh, apparently I need to turn on your camera. There we go. You're back.
How do you not... Man, kids are missing out.
Yeah, I'm
Don't worry,
completely
I had this
out of
huge
practice.
bug on the side of my face until like 10 seconds ago. Kix missed it, so...
Yeah, it
Sorry.
was all a plan, you know, I just didn't want to tell you there was a massive bug on your face. But yeah,
Hopefully I have this camera now.
We've been a long time away. Obviously, I met up with Rapid nearly a month ago now at BlizzCon, which is kind of crazy. He showed me all the wonders of America, walked me through Target, explained exactly how American life works, and yeah, I learned a lot, and I also learned that things are just way too big in America, so it's also nice and cheap. It's all good. But we've got...
Excuse, just because your money is worth twice as much as ours doesn't mean it's cheap, Kix.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like here, you cannot buy a gallon of water. You probably can, but it'll be like £20 or something stupid like that. It's like $4. It's like, what? That's the cost of like a liter of water here. It's just insane.
To be fair, you can't buy Jaffe cakes in America, so it's clearly worse.
Yeah, but you can also get like a million other kinds of sugar that doesn't leave your system forever. So it kind of cancels out. I must admit, like, when I got home, I tried to... There was something I ate, I can't remember what it was, and I was like, wait, this doesn't taste sugary at all, what the fuck? Like, this is wrong. There should be sugar in this. I got, like, a massive sugar high in America, and then I obviously came back here, and I didn't know how to function anymore. So, yeah.
I was feeding Kix, like, 1,000 and 2,000 calorie meals at, like, IHOP and Denny's and stuff like this, so
yeah.
it was a good time. I got to see him do that, like, cat when they eat catnip look on his face. Like, the pupils just, like, dilate, and he starts, like, rocking back and forth, and, it's so good.
Okay,
That's the end of the story. We can cast StarCraft now, Kix.
We can, yeah. So, let's actually have a look at the ranking for Group B. We're going to be starting with a Group B match today. Seoul Gaming currently topping Group B at the end of Week 4 there. We're finally starting Week 5. It's been about 9 weeks into Round 3 now, but we're here. Seoul Gaming, NetWars, IRK, Red, DM, bwL, Clan Revolution, and Psystorm is the order. Seoul Gaming, the only team undefeated at the moment, and most likely to be heading into the playoffs, I guess, but it's all still to play for, as the group is so unbelievably close. One stray loss for for any of the top 4 teams, even the top 5 teams, could spell absolute disaster. So it's going to be cool to see how that's going to play out.
Yes, and there's only one way to see how it will play out, Kix.
There is. I just quickly had to chroma key everything. But heading into the match today, or the first match of today anyway, we are going to be seeing Neo Ground Zero Set 1. Set 2 is going to be on Plasma. Set 3 on Coliseum 2. Set 4 on Benzene. And Set 5, the Ace match, over on Icarus. And that's as we head into game number 1, which is going to be bwL versus Clan Revolution. And just to go through their stats a little bit, Clan Revolution unfortunately haven't won a series this round. They've been doing a lot better this round though. Two of their players have added, the Camper and Medinho have been doing an incredible job for them. Unfortunately, they've just not been able to close out the series that they've needed to. And bwL not having the best of times either. There's been some very, very strong opponents for these teams in Group B. And obviously, let's actually quickly have a look at the matchups. We're going to have a PvP to start us off between MannerzMan and Indi, a PvT between Kingdom and the Camper, a PvP between Castle and Zars, and then a ZBT between ReV and Medinho.
Obviously, the match that everybody wants to see, the return of ReV the Great to carry his team to yet another fantastic victory.
Yep, ReV is a very, very cool guy. Streams a hell of a lot as well. I mean, a lot of these players do stream, but obviously ReV is probably one of the more active Brood War streamers, I'd say. He streams a bit odd times for me because he's in West Coast America, but it's all good. Great stream to watch. I mean, just to introduce our first two players here, MannerzMan. This is going to be his first game in round number 3, I believe. Unless somehow my code is all messed up, but let's not go into that now. We'll figure that out later. And Indi for Clan Revolution. Indi unfortunately has lost his only game so far, and he's lost both his games against Protoss so far in the STPL as well. So this could be a little bit of an uphill struggle for him. But we're going to find out as we head into map number 1, which is going to be Neo Ground Zero. We've only had 2 PvPs here so far. One of the most standard maps in the map pool was built in 2011, I believe it was, to kind of replace Fighting Spirit along with Circuit Breaker. But it should be cool to see how this goes. Nonetheless, 4 corner spawns, easy gas thirds to take up small ramps. But it's a PvP, so we could have a very quick game here as we head in to game number 1. It's MannerzMan versus Indi.
Yes, hello, Kix.
Yeah.
You still there?
Okay. I was playing a weird form of caster chicken, but it didn't work. It doesn't work in person, online, I guess. Yeah,
you can't do that when there's a connection that could drop out at any time, Kix. I'm just like, wait a second, is Kix still there? I don't know. It's good to be back, Kix. Let's introduce our players. In the upper left-hand corner, in the purple, is ReV's Indi.
And in the bottom right here, in the yellow, fighting for bwL, it's MannerzMan.
It's good to be back, Kix. I know you wanted to change STPL to a Warcraft 3 only tournament, but I'm glad that we have returned once again to finish the season, which unfortunately does mean that you will have to eventually pay out your greedy prize money that you were trying to run away with. But you know, I think this is going to be better for everyone.
It is, and we're going to be heading into the playoffs fairly soon. Obviously, it's going to be a while before people see the playoffs, but I'm going to have to spoil myself on the results, not the full results, just the set scores, because the idea is to try and get round 3 finished before Christmas, which I can certainly do casting-wise, but playing-wise, they can't wait for me to catch up because I'm too far behind. So that's something to look forward to. Round 4, of course, will be starting in January next year, so that's going to give people a break over Christmas and everything like that, so it's all going to be good.
I hope so. I hope the games are good too. If we come back and we cast like 8 PvPs in a row that are all like coin flip wins, I'm gonna be like, well, Kix, I don't know, it's time to cancel STPL again. But I hope that we do have games that were as good as I think, when did I start casting STPL with you? It was beginning of round 2 or something. Yeah. But there are actually quite a few very good games there. So looking forward to it. Is there anything remotely unique about this game? No.
Not really.
Nothing.
They're both going mirror builds, so not really too much to say. I mean, are we going to see some Manners coming out of MannerzMan, or MannerzMan even, or is he going to be going for DTs? Not too sure, but they are both going to stay in gas for now, so it looks like they're not going to be going for any quick expansions or anything like that. Quick expansions in PvP, though, very, very, very risky.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see scouting directions. It's going to be very sad probes. So they're not going to see each other, but neither one of them got like greedy and skipped the zealot. I love watching just players of all races do this, where they think to themselves, well, you know, the pro players, they cut all their corners, so let me just figure out which corner to cut. And it's like they don't make like their first unit and they die to a proxy rush, and they're just like, well, I don't understand how I'm supposed to defend this. I'm like, well, you just don't cut that particular corner. So
Yeah.
exactly the same timing on basically everything so far. So yeah, super mirrored build so far. Gives us lots of time to talk about where STPL has been, where you've been, and where I've been. Except I think that we've both been in pretty much the same place up until a month ago.
Yeah, up until you went to Russia. Obviously, Russian LAN, I was watching that from home along with like a Warcraft 3 tournament at the same time on my other screen. So that was certainly an interesting weekend.
How dare you, Kix? Traitor. Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I learned when I was at BlizzCon that the Warcraft 3 guys are so nice that I kind of want to help support their scene as well, because they're just so good. Like, the Back to Warcraft guys, Neo and Remo, they're excellent people. So
they're unnervingly nice. Like, they're almost too nice. Like, I want to like reach up to their face and try to like pull the mask off, because I can't believe that they like smile 24 hours a day. But yeah, they're like the Warcraft 3 version of Kix, just split into two, you know, gorgeous German men. But you know, that's another story.
Yeah, that's someone else, but they are particularly handsome as well. The funny thing, well, it's not really funny, I guess, but Remo also got ill, so Neo was solo casting for a while, so it's like, I know how Remo feels, I'm also ill, but it's all good. They're also jetting off to China today, because, well, I think they may have already landed, but basically there's a massive Warcraft 3 tournament in China right now. That's the finals of the WGL, I think it is. And Neo is starting to feel ill as well, so hopefully they let him in the country, because China's a bit weird like that. But we've got a robo coming up for Indi, just as a quick change, and there's going to be a robo after 2 gates for MannerzMan. So MannerzMan with a little bit of a unit advantage to start us off.
Yeah, and there's an observatory just now finishing as well for ReV. So he's playing this one pretty safe. This is about the most kind of middle of the road that you can get. It doesn't really die to anything unless you're getting like 3 gated, and then you're gonna have some struggles. But you know, you mentioned the unit disadvantage. High ground makes up for just a lot, so it's still gonna be very difficult. This is not a build you would do on like I don't know, what is it? Coliseum. That's probably yeah, low ground main would be a tragedy right now. So we're gonna have the zealots fight each other. It's not gonna matter, but eventually the dragoon count's gonna even up. I don't really know like what the best case scenario is here as the attacking player. Like, what are you hoping to achieve? Like, you don't have the. You have to go up against Defender's advantage, and there's a ramp, so...
Well, the weird thing is, like, MannerzMan got incredibly lucky there and actually got more damage on Indi than Indi managed to get on him. So one of his Dragoons very, very softened up. The Defender's advantage from the closer gateway coming in here. There's going to be a little bit of a unit advantage for Indi moving forward. But MannerzMan...
Manners lost his Zealot, though, so that's kind of a big hit to take. Or, wait, did they both lose their Zealot? I didn't catch the last one, but you're right.
Indi didn't.
Yeah, so Indi did not. So, actually does pick off a stray Dragoon, who apparently was just not running as fast as the other ones. I don't know. They didn't fuel him up as much as the other Dragoons. So, yeah, he dies, and that means that the unit advantage is even more pronounced, perhaps even enough for a Nexus to be justified here for Indi.
Yeah, now one thing I've noticed is Indi has gone into a robo support bait. MannerzMan decided to go for a 3-gate. So this could be a little bit dangerous for MannerzMan if he does choose to attack, but he's going to be going for a Nexus, so he's going to have to just make sure that he holds on. We've seen a lot of ReVs in PvP in the STPL. A lot of the times they are used purely for defense, and it looks like it could be here as well, but depending on whether or not there's going to be a shuttle coming in, which there is, he does have the option of going in for some aggression as well.
Man, how does Manners run back home with a unit disadvantage, losing Dragoons on the way, and throw down a faster Nexus than Indi? Like, whew. I guess obviously getting the Reaver tech all the way up is pretty expensive, but you know, that's just a very vulnerable position to be in. If you're getting chased across the map in a mirror matchup and you're losing your stuff, I'm just like, well, like, there's a lot of ways you could just die there. So I don't know, I feel like getting Nexi in PvP is just like the most dangerous thing you could possibly do. But they're both getting it, which means that the game will go on, at least until this Reaver loads up into the shuttle, heads across the map, and kills every throat.
Yeah, now one thing that should be kind of interesting is we've actually got 5 gateways now for MannerzMan, so as long as Manners can stay alive against this Reaver, he's going to be in an incredibly good position. There's going to be a lot of units barreling down towards Indi's front if he's not careful, obviously with the additional economy coming in from that quicker Nexus as well. Things are going to be looking for good for him now. MannerzMan actually spreading his Dragoons really well, trying to catch the shuttle.
Oh, yeah.
So this is going to be a little bit harder for Indi to really do any damage, but Indi's still waiting back at home. He's not going for that aggression. He's waiting for shuttle speed.
This is actually really cool. So a couple of things. A, I never see players like spread their Dragoons out in like this big wide arc. And he stopped, or Manners stopped doing that. He had them clumped out. Because if you have them in an arc, then a lot of times you don't get enough damage on the shuttle as it runs in. And then you're like, well, I see it coming, but I can't actually, kill it. So shuttle speed should kick in here in just a second, and that's when we should see actually the race car shuttle driving in and finally getting Indi base.
Oh my god. Oh, here we go. The shuttle speed, as you said, about to kick in. Looks like he's trying to skirt around the edges. We've got scouting pylons as well by MannerzMan, just being as active as possible with the scouting shuttle speed. There we go, heading in down to the bottom half of the map. There is a probe here that could spot this, so adding on yet another spotting pylon. But there is an observer here looking for Indi, just to see if he can find a way in. But this is a very dangerous situation for him to be in. And here we go.
Yeah, it sure is.
Pylon gonna work?
What is the point of this speed shuttle? Like, you're supposed to hit as speed finishes, right? Because then, you know, it's the most potent. But he's like running it back home. I don't know if he's just getting like the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, but okay. You know, 2 Reavers in the shuttle is worth 1 in the bush. Kicks. That's what they say, right?
I mean, I've never heard that, but I'll take your word for it.
You know, what is it? It's a bird in the hand is worth 2. I don't even know. Something about that, but something about 2 Reavers in the shuttle. That's all I know, Kicks. All right, we're moving out. And instead of it being like the most useful speed shuttle, he's actually just bringing it along with the army. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if you really want your speed shuttle leading the way for your Dragoons coming back behind it. In general, you want to hit in a different place with that, but who am I? Right?
I think the problem is he saw that Manners was really well defended, so if he'd have flown in, that would have been probably a dead shuttle. So
there's like a huge gap to fly into the base. He's got observers to see that with. Here we go. The Reavers are out, Kicks. We're taking down the buffer pylon, but there's still some high ground advantage for the 4 goons on the cliff. But yeah, there's no Reaver tech here, so this is just not going to go well.
Yeah, but it's going pretty well so far. The Reavers haven't got the Scarabs that they really need. But as you can see, the Dragoons pushing forward into the natural now. The Dragoons forced down a tight choke into the ramp. Scarab going off on the probes. That's a huge amount of damage.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. Wow.
Oh,
yeah, and there's a shell wind speed for these Reavers. Ooh. I mean, this is the point where I point out that Indi's got like 100 extra APM on Manners the entire game. I mean, Storm is like the great equalizer, right? But like, there's still Reavers killing everything. And then I guess finally you have to back up here, but theoretically you can just drop the Reaver again and keep getting shots off. So, oh, the devastation. And by far the biggest impact of that, I don't want to, the push is killing almost every probe at the expansion.
Yeah, that was a massive Scarab there. I wish I could have seen the kill count on that Reaver, but unfortunately it did cut off. Now it looks like Indi going to try and come in from another angle, but good scouting by MannerzMan is going to stop that from happening for now. Manners also going to lose a single orbs in the middle of the map. Good usage of his APM there by Indi to scout out those orbs. But it looks like MannerzMan, while there's less Reavers, wants to try and push forward, wants to see if he can get a little bit of an advantage here in the unit count.
No, actually a really good idea. The idea that you have defended with a tech deficit and now can push across the map with superior numbers now that Storm is kicking in, but oh my god, here we go! Okay, only two probes killed there.
Yeah, it killed 3 before as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but unfortunately MannerzMan, in trying to push forward, is moving all of his units away from his natural. And I mean, once again, there's the problem of having your Dragoons spread out too much. Only 2 of them actually manage to fire on that shell there, and the shell gets away without taking any physical damage.
Man, speed shuttles are just really fast, Kicks. What speed upgrade actually gives the most speed to the unit it gives speed to? Like, is it like Zergling speed? Is it Ultra speed?
I think it's Vulture speed.
Is it really? I would believe you if you told me that. Where's my Muta speed upgrade, Kicks? That's what we need to balance the game.
Ugh, I'm scared.
That's all I'm trying to say. Huge storms here from Manners as he's trying to run away. It dents all the Dragoons, but it doesn't actually kill any of them. So now we get to watch him do this like Reaver or nonsense again, where he kills everything with it. Oh my god, these Scarab shots are just insane.
Yeah,
Blue goo everywhere. Yeah, and there's Zealots to buffer this time too.
Yeah, looks like could be the end for MannerzMan. He tried to take a 3rd base, but unfortunately, by using those 400 minerals on that base, he didn't have the minerals used on the units. There is a single high Templar here without energy for Storm, and he's going to try and hold on his ramp for now. But it looks like this could be too little too late for MannerzMan as Indi pushes forward to take the first win for ReV. Oh my god, the Reaver adding insult to injury. 30 kills on that Reaver.
Damn. Snow, I heard you had a record. Sorry. There anymore? Wow, that was a huge Reaver. The one before it actually might have gotten the same number of kills. Super insane game there, but really well played by Indi, who takes the first game in the series for ReV.
Does indeed. Now that's going to take us to game number 2 when we get back from this intro, which is going to be Kingdom versus the Camper. It's going to be a PvT. See you guys very soon.